Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Utilizing the Skull of Scrolls, we have one sign left that we will be scrying, adding on oracle cards in the Shaman's Palm configuration, and as well we have Ghost Tube here kicking for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate, so please do receive or release freely. And Libra, you are up. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Thank you for being here, for sharing, and subscribing. You are my haunted heart. Thank you so much, Libras. I'm going to take a moment to open up here. You're welcome to join me, or you can fast forward through. When you're ready, taking a nice big breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and to honor
Libra.
of Libra. Libras, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Inspired by the aura of the year end. Let's dig in. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Otherwise, you can keep to yourself. I'm seeing, okay. Ooh, that was really, really fast. Hold on. You know, there's usually a bust of something. It's like a figure, like their, head, shoulders. I'm seeing this of a bust of a body. I'm seeing it in a weird coffin casket thing, but it's like I feel like I'm being rebuilt, been mummified. So for some there could be healing from the throat to the hips. I don't know if that's been a big chunk of 2023 for you Libras, looking at that part, or those chakras, those energy centers, vortexes, medicine wheels, working with those medicine wheels. Also something about what's coming out at the sides is coming through. Not only have I been looking at or working through or interacting with things in the front, in the back, in the past, whatever, I feel like my arms are out, and it's I'm also patting myself down at the sides. What have I been hiding, or... And I don't mean hiding in a typical hiding way. Just, off to the sides. Oh, what is this stuff I've been... it's kind of like putting something off to the side till later. It's not forward, it's not behind. It's right here. Anyway, I hope that makes some sort of sense. It's arms out. Everything is... I feel like I've just done a lot of work, and will continue to do so. I heard that I will continue to take a look at that every so often. I got to acknowledge as well, and I know the Ghost Tube has been talking about it a little bit, or at least I think so. There might have be somebody that has had to have the pat down, or has been dealing with the law in some way, shape, or form in regards to a situation. My left ear is going crazy as I'm talking about that. And again, they might have... I don't know, maybe if somebody got shot in the sides, or something about the rib cage, or there's a fight, or I don't know what it is. It makes me very uncomfortable to go there, but it's there. Somebody else has had the courage to go through it. I can go through it as well, but...
Rich.
Okay, somebody else might be training to... It's one of those stories going... criminal to cop, not favoring one or the other in regards to any sort of societal judgment or what one may conceive. There's something about what they have in common, right? There's those two titles, those two job positions, whatever the case is. They are different ends of the same spectrum, just expressed differently. So something about that. I'm also seeing Libras. Somebody might be taking self-defense or boxing, UFC, MMA. I don't know, something along that lines. It feels very... I'm seeing one of... Or in a shooting range or something like that. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a skill. Okay, I will stop trying to go through what keeps kind of trying to help my brain understand.
Hell.
It is very hellish. A skill.
How are you?
Skill. Okay. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm seeing Tweety Bird. And also, what is that bird specifically? It's not a junco. It's a little
Annoying.
I see them here more in the summer. I know they're not like a songbird. Oh, and heavens to hot dogs, I do know what they're called as well. Anyway, they're a little black and white bird. They're very, very friendly. They're not a finch. Anyway, this is a kind little bird. This is a friendly,
Let me show you.
friendly bird. I'm also seeing lizard tails. It's like this little bird can land on the head of a hippo, and the hippo, like the ecosystem, like there's benefits for both. Like even though the size and scope, something may not seem that it relates, but they do. They're very harmonious. I'm going to use that word, simplified, but I feel like there's a much better word for it. Okay, ancestor of guidance is in your cave of... sorry, I just got distracted. Cave of ice. What's thawing here? Oh, it's the season. It's the season. I'm really looking forward to spring, Libras. I feel like I'm really, really looking forward to spring. I'm being guided through... Interesting. I feel like I'm being guided through winter. Oh, and okay. And my third eye crown. Okay, my third eye crown. I'm going to go with this. So if you're here, the surreal story is what it is. I could leave it, but I'm kind of going to wander into it. Remember when I was talking about the body part, the throat to the hips? Now I'm seeing from the third eye to the crown, that as its own body. And then like with the arms out to my temples, I'm receiving messages. There's something. It's like I feel like I'm being guided what I'm going to reach out for towards the spring and summer. There are fingerprints around me as well. I don't know if that's the police thing or the criminal thing, or or something that someone's been caught. If you were on the other end of a tragedy, somebody's been caught and for their crimes, I suppose. Okay, let's keep going here, Libras. Wandering towards your cave of winds, of thoughts for Libras. Shaman of stars. I love that.
He won't leave.
I love that. I'm reaching for the stars. It's like these, you know how birds can drop seeds?
Come closer.
I feel like you're getting a lot of them. What are these little birds called? It's fine. You're getting a lot of these messages that are guiding you through like the dark winter of sorts. And it doesn't mean you have to be in winter or whatever, if your winter is very sunny. Could even be in the sleep state. It's like when I go to sleep and it's dark, it's chillier and I get nice and warm and cozy. That feels like a winter. And then I wake up to a spring, summer. It's like I'm seeing the seasons in my conscious, unconscious states. See, ancestor of memory is coming in the hearth fires because I remember something. I remember what I'm being guided to do, to work with. But it's like you have a lot of these. Okay, I want to bring these up for you so you can see the way I'm seeing it, or at least I can inspire you. Like, see the shapes of these and then of all the stars.
11.
Libra, do many people want your attention? Okay, so this one's from the mouth. Something that the way I speak nurtures other people. Libras, if this has been maybe even clean. Okay, so that's the way it's the Bunsen burner. I'm hearing a timeout as well. Timeout. There's a referee of some sort if there's been any sort of squabbles. Timeout has been called. feel like I'm speaking to a lot of people. I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of people, but I'm seeing them as stars. But how you might go through it, or maybe you have thoughts of a lot of people, or maybe you are a public figure, whatever it is that you may do. Maybe you're in retail or customer service, or you're online, you're, as an influencer or whatever presence you have. And it's like there's more positive, but every so often it's like this reminder, especially if you're in that realm. Some could be trying to they gravitate to grab your shine of sorts. And then you have to remember. That you're not allowed to, there's something about the boundary of that. Cave of, oh my goodness. Death, eh? Yeah, there it is. And my cave of rivers is the way I'm feeling. Cave of rivers. See, you got skills. Libra, I feel like there's a lot of blank spaces in your reading, so hopefully that's okay, because there's a lot of contemplation going on here for me anyway, as I'm in your scroll and your shaman's palm. Because in your cave of rivers, it's like, I know death. I have felt death. I have felt... interesting. So, for one reason or another, it came up to say,
Nobody knows.
Death does not necessarily equal loss. You might have lost, or not lost, but you might have... had to shed some things over this last year, Libra, that is freeing you, has freed you. That's not to say, even if it's a loss, that it was easy, but it doesn't have to be hard as well, because I feel like there's some sort of remembering of a ceremony of self. I don't know how else to say that, because that's exactly the way I heard it. A ceremony of self. And when I see the Bunsen burner, and like the science, it's like that chemistry of my connection to what I would like to create while I'm here. And if there is conflicts, may I be guided to work through with words that are medicine for me, and not necessarily others that might be giving me their viruses. Does that make sense? Like, okay, so that's interesting. Also, Libras, I don't know if there's something you're working on that has a possibility to go viral in the new year in a good way.
I'm not sure.
See, this is the thing. There's something being very careful about the way things are said with you guys. And maybe this is the skill you are figuring out, like spell work. Viral in one context of maybe you make things or do something, it goes viral. And then viral in regards to, like, you know, bacteria or physical wellness or biology isn't necessarily a great thing. Interesting. It's your skill. It's your skill. You can notice if someone or something, an opportunity, because you've been through it. And you are going to remember that. So they will come up as wisdoms, even if they seem as warnings. They get exposed to you because of your awareness. All right. Sorry, I feel like I got lost in your reading there a bit. So hopefully that's okay, Libras. I'm going to add on a superhero card here. A little bit of fun, because we're fun here at iScry with stuff. And oh my goodness. Okay. And if you want to like, share, subscribe, I would fully appreciate that. And you warm my haunted heart. I hope you have a good new year when you get there. Libra, we have Morbius and Mole Man. Interesting. Okay. Somebody else had Morbius. I can't remember who. That's okay. So Morbius is in relation to like vampiric things. But I will read the back in a second. And then
I
your
see you.
second superhero is Mole Man. This is fascinating. So I'm going to read them. So thank you. So Morbius, once a Nobel Prize winning biologist, Dr. Michael Morbius unintentionally inflicted a terrible disease on himself, one which has made him a living vampire. Cursed to drink the blood of other people to survive, Morbius searches for a cure so that he can re-enter the world of light. But until that time, he has decided to use his fiendish powers to fight evil by shaking his inhuman thirst with the blood of criminals. I feel like we've been in this like happening around here. There's this air, there's this sense of like the criminal and the cop. Maybe this is within the self. This is just archetypes within the self, any sort of conflict. But you have a skill. You're very, very smart. With a terrible disease, like, and we were even just talking about the viralness. Maybe you're like looking how to become or create something that's viral. Or maybe there's been something that's happened where it's like I don't know. Like there's some sort of dis-ease now within, not just dis-ease like within now, but you've been working through some sort of dis-ease within the physical. And you have a skill set, something about your mind as well. Mole Man, taunted and shunned because of his hideous appearance, the pitiful wretch who would one day call himself the Mole Man searched the earth for a place where he could find peace. That's beautiful. Discovering the entrance to the underground realm of Subterranea, the Mole Man conquered its people and became its king. Now backed by the power of Subterranean Nation, the Mole Man seeks revenge on the dwellers of the surface for the indignities he suffered at their hands. Wow. That's intense. That's intense.
I know.
Yeah, right? Right? I'll let you digest that, how it feels. But again, I kind of get the sensation that where I could find peace. Is there something,
What?
if there was, like, did something happen for some Libras where revenge was a driving energy? But I remembered something. I remembered a way to cultivate my own peace.
Don't come in
the here and now. And that means having boundaries. That means having boundaries. Do you know what it's like almost a little bit, Libra? I don't know and how this would fit in, but it's not the point. I don't need to try and fit it in. It's like somebody faked their death, so it could just be released of certain things. And I kind of get the sensation when I wander in there, it's like maybe having to cut ties with certain people, places, or things, maybe specific jobs, or a job, or a career, or an identity, or something like that. Or maybe something happened online or in person, whatever the case is, more vampiric, and I just had to disappear. And I took control, like with this death card. Let them think that they succeeded. Let them think that they defeated it. So their attention, because you know their attention is scattered, and it focuses, and then it'll go on to the next bite type thing. It'll just go off to its next thing. And you've become, it's almost like a hacker that's doing, it's a lot of the stuff on the same spectrum, but different titles that seem opposing, but they exist on the same spectrum of it. It's like being a hacker that hacks for the good. And I understand those are judgments, so everyone's going to apply their own ethics and morals to that and what they deem good, bad, or ugly. But for you, or for whatever the or is, if this is your Scry story, you have determined that. You have determined that for you, because that's all you can do and control. And you will not be driven to be erratic by external forces,
White.
people, places, or things. It's just like the returning to the light. Not false light. Purity, peace. Geckos are also coming through. Libra, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for being my muse. Have a great new year, and I will see you on the other side, the flip side of the calendar year. Until then, thank you for scrying with me. I appreciate you. Bye. Libra, Libra, closing out. Libra. Any last words, Ghost Tube? Closing out the year.
Clock.
Clock, just like clockwork. Thank you.